Yo, what's up guys, it's Matt. Welcome back to the channel. So before starting today's video, I want to announce two big things. The first one is that thank you so much for watching the videos, because the channel reached 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours watch time, and is also monetized. So thank you so much. The second one is that I left Japan. So for those who knows, I was living in Japan for 5 years. And I recently moved to Spain about 2 weeks ago, actually. Yeah, and it's a major change, but don't worry, it was all planned, it's all positive, all for good reasons. And for those watching my flea market videos, especially in Japan, don't worry, I will make flea market videos here in Spain and in Europe. And anyway, there are more flea markets in Europe than in Japan, so no worries. But anyway, in this video, I'll be answering the most common and frequent questions that have been asked about my time acting and modeling in Japan. I received a lot of messages on YouTube and on Instagram, especially a lot of people DMing a lot of questions. So I'll be answering questions about, money, my experience, visa, requirements, and so on. So if you are interested about the topic, stay tuned. I hope you find it useful, fun, and entertaining. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell. Let's start. So the first question, how much can you earn per modeling acting job in Japan? Well, it really depends on the job and your popularity. You can earn from 10,000 yen, which is, let's say, roughly $100, because the exchange rate is completely crazy right now, $100 to a million yen, so it's about $10,000. If you're very popular, a lot of people know you, you can earn that much, 1 million yen. I have never earned that much, to be honest, not even half that. And the lowest is 10,000 yen, $100. Question number two, what is the minimum pay for one job? Well, usually the minimum pay is between 10,000 yen and 15,000 yen. Roughly, it's $100 to $150. You have jobs that pay less than that, but I wouldn't do them too often, except if you get something from it, like better pictures, better videos, more experience, better connections, and so on. Number three, what was your biggest paycheck? So the biggest paycheck I got for one day of work, it was quite a long day, I had to wake up early, but anyway, I can't complain, was 250,000 yen for a commercial, which is about $2,500 roughly. Can you live only from modeling or acting? Yes, it's possible, but to be honest, it's quite difficult because it's a very volatile industry. You can earn, for example, 1 month like $6,000, and then the next month you can earn like $300, $400. So it's very volatile. I would advise to get a part-time job next to that, so you get a stable income. That's what I did when I was in Japan. I was teaching. And every time I had a bad month with modeling, I was getting, that stable income. And also a great example during the pandemic, I know many models that were only living from modeling and in 2020, 2021, and they had to go back home because, well, they didn't have a job and no income. So yeah, that's kind of sad. So always get a part-time job like 2-3 days a week next to modeling. What was your best month? Best month, yeah. My best month was, I believe, in November 2021. I got 2 big commercials, and I got a whooping $4,200. I was extremely lucky. I didn't get the 2 jobs the same month, but I was paid the same month because it was 2 different agencies, and some agencies paid after 1 month, some after 2, some after 3 months, and I was very lucky. Plus I got my salary from my teaching job, so I made about $5,000 to $6,000. So that was a great month. I paid everyone drinks that month. It was great. What jobs pay best? Well, very easy. TV commercials, they pay the best. So if you see on any email TV commercials or TV, then it's great. Like, you should audition for that job, and the minimum pay usually is like $500, 50,000 yen at the minimum. And also the good thing is that when it's on TV, let's say you do TV commercials for 1 year and you're paid $2,000. Well, if they do great numbers, and they decide to extend that commercial for 1 more year or 2 more years, every year you will get 80% of your initial pay. So if you got $2,000, the next year you will get 80% of $2,000, which is great, and you don't have to do anything. If it's 2 years, then you get 2 times $2,000 times 80%. So that's amazing, to be honest. So TV commercials are great. What jobs pay worse? Well, unfortunately, is TV shows and movies that pay the least amount of money. It's kind of sad, except if you have major roles, of course, you are paid more, but usually you are in the background and you are paid like the minimum pay 10,000 or 15,000 yen, which is kind of sad because I love acting. That's kind of why I moved to Europe as well. How long does it take to get paid? Well, it depends on the agencies, but between roughly a month to 3 months. Except if you don't go through an agency, you go through Facebook or Instagram, then you are paid usually a month after, or maybe even less sometimes on the day itself. What was your worst job audition, and what was your best job, best audition? So I'm lucky I didn't have bad experiences in Japan. However, the worst jobs is that usually for me it was when you have to wake up super early, like 5-6 o'clock in the morning. You have to travel outside Tokyo, let's say Yokohama, it's an hour or 2 hours, sometimes depending where you live in Tokyo. You are paid the minimum, like 10,000, 50,000 yen. You have to pay your own transportation, which can cost quite a bit, like 2,000 yen, I don't know, from Tokyo to Yokohama, I don't know, 20 bucks. Those are the jobs where, and sometimes they don't tell you what's going to happen in whatever the job you are doing. So those can be quite annoying sometimes. Worst audition, probably now it's funny now to talk about it. However, I cannot really tell in detail because I signed a waiver when I did the audition. But I was in a group of 2-3 people and I had to wear an insect costume. It was super embarrassing. It was my second audition in Japan. It was about modeling. It was a full commercial for insect repellent. And yeah, I will probably tell in another video the full story, but it was very, very embarrassing to wear costumes and looking at the others and the crews. They were like 20 in front of us looking at us. It was quite embarrassing. The best job, well, I had some really, really cool jobs. I had one for housing company. Cannot tell too much in detail as well, but I had my own van. I had like 2 or 3 assistants. It was great. I didn't have to do much during the scene, just walking around. To be honest, that was pretty cool. I had jobs working with dogs as well in Nagano Prefecture. They paid for transportation, they paid for everything. We slept at a great hotel, and working with dogs for 2 days was amazing as well. And I had a few commercials where they were quite cool as well, especially when you have the main role. Usually it's very, very, very nice. Or you have a co-role, great as well. What else? I did a gaming app as well that was really, really cool. The co-stars were amazing. We had a blast. It was very, very difficult because we shot for 2 days from like morning till very late at night, but it was great. What kind of modeling jobs did you do? So to be honest, I roughly did 70% commercials, 10% TV shows and movies, and 20% photo shoots. How many offers do you receive a day, a week? Well, it really depends on the day, it really depends on the week, but usually I'll say between 1 and 5 a day, something like this. And different jobs, right? Because sometimes agencies, they will send the same job offer. What I mean by job offer is, it's not like they want you right away. It's like you still have to go through the photo section and the audition if there is one. How long did it take before getting jobs regularly? I would say for me, it took a good year. At the beginning, I was kind of struggling. My pictures were not that good. I didn't have much experience. I didn't know people as well. And also at the beginning, when you register to an agency, they want to see if you work well, if you're interested, if you're available, and then they give you more jobs usually, or they try to give you more job offers. Have you done modeling jobs outside Tokyo? Yes, I've done some modeling jobs in Nagano, which is about 2-3 hours one in car, in Yokohama, in Nikko, in Chiba, like a lot of prefectures around Tokyo. But I didn't travel to Hokkaido and stuff because When I was doing modeling also, it was close to the pandemic, or it was during the pandemic as well, so couldn't really travel much. Requirements, height and weight requirements. So to be honest, in Japan for freelancers I'm talking about, there's no weight or height requirement, because modeling, you can do photo shoots, you can do commercials, you can play TV shows or movies, so there's no height and weight requirement. However, if you want to be a professional model, then yeah, sometimes they have a height requirement. Usually for guys it's like minimum 183 or 185 depending on the agency, and I think for girls it's like minimum 172 or 3, something like this. And usually it's just kind of a photo shoot. It's not a lot of commercials and movies, TV shows. How do you find modeling agencies in Japan? It's very simple. You type modeling agencies in Tokyo or in Japan, you scroll down and there will be multiple agencies that you can find. If you cannot find them or find all of them, what I will do is I'll put a link in the description and you can find all these agencies, or you can watch some of the videos I made about modeling Japan. You can find them somewhere here. I talk about auditions, shooting and everything a bit more in detail. How do you register with the agencies? Pretty simple as well. You can either call them, fill in the form online, or you can also email them. If you email them, they don't reply after a week, I would email them again, or I would call them because they receive thousands of emails every week. Thousands a bit much, maybe hundreds of emails every week, so just call them. I think it's easier. Next question, do you need professional pictures? No, you don't need professional pictures. However, you need quality pictures. If you don't have the money to pay a professional photographer, I would recommend messaging photographers on Instagram. There's a great community of models and photographers here in Tokyo. I mean, I'm not in Tokyo right now, but in Tokyo. Yeah, they need photos for their portfolio. You need photos for your portfolio as well. It's a win-win situation, and there's really a great community there. How can I get pictures from my modeling portfolio? Well, that's what I answered. You can message photographers on Instagram, and then you can get great pictures and also great connections. Do you need a modeling book portfolio? You don't need one. However, it's better to have one, especially when you're auditioning for photo shoots. Example like clothing brand, then it's better to have a modeling book. If you don't have a lot of pictures, like I said, message people on Instagram and you can get quality pictures, and step by step you can fill in your modeling book. How do you find an agent? Well, it's very easy. When you're registering to freelancing modeling agencies, they will assign agents to you, one or multiple depending on the size of the agency. But don't forget that when you register with a modeling agency, when they find you a job, of course they're taking a percentage of your cut. So when you see the email, that will be the final and you see, I don't know, you paid $500, that would be your money. But before that, they are taking probably, I don't know, 40% or maybe more, some of the agencies, of your cut, because they are the one introducing you to the company. But if you do on Instagram or Facebook, you're taking 100% of your cut. So it's much better sometimes to find your own jobs. Can you work in modeling as a student? Yes, it's possible. However, you need to go to the immigration office. They will put a stamp behind your residence card, which allow you to do activities outside of your visa. If you're not sure, just ask your agent or the agency, and usually they prepare all the documents for you, so you don't have to do too much. You just have to go to the immigration office. Do you need to speak Japanese? No, you don't need to speak Japanese. However, it's highly recommended because sometimes you'll go to auditions, your agent is not there, the crew doesn't speak English, and you need to do your self-introduction, which is Jigo Shokai in Japanese. So you need to know at least basic sentences. And also, if you speak Japanese, well, you'll have more job opportunities. Of course, as you're in Japan, 99% of people are Japanese. There are not a lot of ads or photo shoots in English, so it's better to speak at least a little bit of Japanese. That will help you a long way. What are the different jobs that you can do as a model? So yeah, there's this misconception of modeling equal, like a runway or just photo shoot, but it's not like that. In Japan, when you're a freelance model, you can do commercials, you can play in TV shows, movies, you can do runway, you can do photo shoot, I think I already said it. Anyway, you can do a bunch of things, MC, musician, actor, a lot of things. Do I need to take classes if I want to play in Japanese movies and TV shows? So no, you don't need to take classes. However, if you want to build your confidence and you don't have a lot of experience, it's better to take acting classes, in my opinion. But usually you will have minor roles in TV shows and movies, except if you already have experience and you speak Japanese fluently, then you can get major roles. But if you're looking if you're interested, you're looking for acting classes in Tokyo especially, I recommend ELFS Japan. They are great. I took 2 courses there, and the teachers are really amazing, and they have a lot of experience, and they build your confidence, and they are there to answer all your questions. So I put a link in the description for this school. Do I need experience before starting to be a model in Japan? So no, you don't need to have experience before starting to be a model in Japan. When I started when I was 25, 26, I started quite late actually. I didn't have any experience. I just took good quality pictures. I started to learn some Japanese. I started to build a network, to know a lot more people. And then slowly it took, like I said, a year, and I started to be a bit more popular, and it gradually got better. And then we got the pandemic where it was a bit slow, and then it started again. So yeah, you don't need any experience. Can I still apply if I'm already older than 30 years old? Yes, of course you can apply. Like a lot of freelance agencies, they pretty much accept everybody. Pretty much, I'm saying. If their profile is interesting to them, they will accept you. Also, when you're about 30, you will do a bit more, I think, about more acting, like TV shows, movies, commercials, more than photo shoots, because usually they prefer a bit younger people, but definitely you can still apply. Is transportation paid when going to an audition, a job? So when you're going to auditions, transportation is not paid, so you really have to be careful, especially if you live on the outskirts of Tokyo. Tokyo is quite big, it's quite massive, so sometimes you can probably pay about like 1,000 yen, $10, $15 a day to go to audition. So you have to be really careful in picking and choosing which jobs or audition you want to go to. Example, if you register to multiple agencies and they send you the same job offer, I will avoid going to the audition because I know there will be a lot of people, plus I'm going to pay my transportation. Or if the jobs are very low pay, you have an audition, sometimes it's not so worth it. Can I be a model when I have tattoos? It's possible, but it's better to not have big tattoos and not very apparent tattoos like on your arms or your chest and all that. It's better not to, but I know some people who had trouble, and I know some people who didn't have trouble, so it really depends. You have to see with the agency. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you liked it, you found it interesting, fun, entertaining, whatever the adjective. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a DM or put a comment on the YouTube video. I see you in the next one. Cheers.